What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. And man, oh man, these Toronto Maple Leafs, they're something else. We're going to talk about it today. So if you are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. We're going to be talking about some trade talk. We're going to be talking about maybe a coaching change, a GM change. I don't know. We got to talk about literally everything here today. So like I said, like this video and subscribe. I'd love to have you guys here talking hockey and talking the Maple Leafs. Now, we need to first get something out of the way. I am not going to blame everything on the players. I'm not going to blame everything on the coach. I'm not going to blame everything on the GM. But there's bits and pieces in here where everybody has to take blame. And there's unfortunately parts of this where others, more than others, have to take blame. And it's right in front of your face, and we have to talk about it. So I want to bring up a Luke Fox post, and it's the Maple Leafs defensive rank so far in 2025 and for the 2025-2026 season. Goals against, tied for 29th. Shots against, 31st. Slot shots against, 31st. Ozone possession against, 29th. Rush chances against, 30th. Cycle chances against, 32nd. Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. For a team that's supposed to be in the Berube system of defensive hockey, and, you know, the system that they're supposed to be using, that the St. Louis Blues used when he won the Stanley Cup, it's not working. Defense translating into offense, it's not working with this Maple Leafs team. I will also bring up a at Canada's Leafs tweet here. I love this account, honestly. It posts some good stuff. But Leafs ozone time by year and league rank, okay? This season, 29th, 39.7%. Last season, 40.1%, 25th. Sheldon Keefe in the 2023-24 season with Trey Living as the GM, 17th. Keefe without Trey as the head coach in the 22-23 season, 9th. If you believe playing in the other team's end is important, you can see the Berube era is a disaster. Now, I want to bring you to a quote tweet because there was a lot of arguments and stuff like that. The year, the one last year when they won the division, because people are bringing up them winning the division with Sheldon Keefe. But anyways, they won the division last year in spite of their coach, not because of him. They had a .926 goaltending, and 22 games they won by a single goal. Basically, what he's trying to say is that the Leafs squeaked out a bunch of one goal leads and one goal wins, and they had really good goaltending, and that's what saved them from probably a pretty poor season last year as well. I will say I don't attribute all of the hatred towards Berube, and I don't think that he didn't have a part in making the Leafs a better team last year. But I've said this a million times on this channel. Be careful what you wish for. You keep asking for change. You keep saying that somebody sucks. They'll never get over the hump. All this stuff like that. I think Sheldon Keefe took a lot of heat. And again, I was a guy that criticized some of the way that he did things and whatever. But I personally don't think Sheldon Keefe was a guy that they should have just given up on right away. Again, I keep telling people, be careful what you wish for. Even with the GM spot, Trey Living has come in and spent a lot of money that he didn't have to. He had a lot of money that he could have spent on different players this season, and he decided to go for a bunch of, bottom six guys that sit in the press box regularly. So I want to take a look at the updated standings here. The Leafs are nowhere near a playoff spot right now. They're currently sitting 9th in the wild card race with 23 points. They need to get to 29 points. Now, again, I say it every video that I've made. They can get back in there. It's very possible. You win 5 or 6 in a row, you're right back in the hunt. But this team does not look like they want to do anything. They're not buying into the system. They're not playing good hockey. And I want to bring up the points again. Willie having a great season, 31 points in 20 games. Tavares, 28 points in 24 games. Nyes has been good when he's healthy. Riley offensively has been good, but defensively not good. Ekman Larson, to me, has been the best defenseman this year, putting up a lot of points. He looks pretty good. Austin Matthews has had an up and down season. I mean, I'm not really happy with him at all right now. Nick Robertson has been really good for what we're paying him. He's a good depth player. He's actually showing that he's worth playing. He gives a good effort every game. And then, you go down and down. Like, we've got Jake McCabe, who has more points than Matthias Michelli, Bobby McMahon. Cowan's looked much better. He's starting to put up some points. Domi has been bad. Joshua Waugh, all these guys that we talked about being depth players, they haven't done anything, okay? And I want to bring this up. Domi being a scratch, then you've had Dakota Joshua being a scratch, Matthias Michelli being a scratch. This is what I talked about, and this is why there's reports that Max Domi and Brandon Carlo, who hasn't been very good, they're available. These players are readily available for teams. Brad Treliving went into this offseason actually having money to spend, okay? He had a chance to spend money. And I know people are like, oh, they were waiting for the next year's free agency class. They said it was good, so they didn't want to spend all their money. Guys, they were never getting Connor McDavid, okay? Now all of the good free agents have signed extensions pretty much, like most of them. So why are you waiting around and spending your money on a bunch of guys that have been healthy scratches at points in this season? Max Domi has been awful. I love him. Don't get me wrong. I've been a fan, but as an unbiased person talking here, Max Domi shouldn't be getting minutes. He's not playing well. And Brandon Carlo has not been good. And that was a big trade. I liked it at the time because I thought that the Leafs had a chance last season, but it's turning out to be a poor decision. Matthias Michelli, you took a risk on him, and I said this before, it didn't work. You took a shot on Dakota Joshua, it didn't work. You had a chance to get rid of Kampf and probably Yarncroke in the offseason, at least one of them, and Kampf had to have a contract terminated, and Yarncroke is still on this team. Nick Waugh, again, hasn't been good. We got him in the Marner deal. Did you have to get him? Not really, if you didn't think he was going to be good. But, I mean, I would have done that deal too, just so that you get something for Marner. But he hasn't been really good either. Like, these guys have been literally invisible. You haven't seen anything from these guys at all. And the fact that the Maple Leafs almost traded Brandon Carlo in the offseason, it could have been a JJ Peterka or Bowen Byram type deal. Why didn't we do that? Those players both would have been so much better for this team. Like, again, these guys were brought in to play physical defensive hockey. And I know there's been injuries. Stolarz, I mean, this guy can't stay healthy, and that's what I warned everybody about when they signed him. I said, he's good, the deal is good, but the money probably was because the guy can't stay healthy. He can't. And the Leafs are starting to feel the pain of what happens with Stolarz almost every year. He gets injured every year. Thank God for Joseph Woll right now, because this team, they haven't even won with Joseph Woll in net, basically, and in regulation, I believe, and they're still barely hanging on with Woll. If he gets hurt, they're toast. There needs to be major trades, major moves. They need to do something here, and I don't know if it needs to be a trade for them to immediately get better now, or they need to just start selling off some of these guys for whatever they can get and free up money for them in free agency and try to acquire younger talent. Go out there and trade players for picks, and then take those picks and in the offseason or even this season at the deadline, try to go after younger guys that you think have a chance to be something. And I'm talking like guys that are actually putting up numbers, not like throwing a dart at Michelli and Joshua and hoping for the best. Go after guys that are like legitimately guys that can play on your third line and be productive. Because I think the Maple Leafs are fine with having, Nyes and Matthews control their own line on the first line, and then Tavares and Nylander on the second line. You do need another winger for that top six for sure. I think Robertson will hang around there. I think Cowan will hang around there for now. But you need to go out there and actually get depth players that will put up points. Because these guys are not doing anything. They're not. And that's on the GM. I'm sorry. Treliving took a shot on too many guys, and all of them haven't worked out. Like, literally all of them. It's not even like, well, he kind of did good on this one, but this one's bad. No, literally every single one of the darts that he threw all missed. They all missed. And I took a lot of heat on this channel for saying that guys like Keefe and Dubas took too much flack because, and again, I personally did not like all the things Dubas did. I personally did not like all the moves that he made, but I understood that there's a problem in this game right now. And it's the same thing with Sheldon Keefe. And maybe people are going to hate me for saying this, but it's the truth. And if you don't believe me, look around the NHL right now. And it's not just this year, it's years before, okay? You'll get a group of coaches and GMs that just constantly get jobs. They constantly get jobs just based off their name value and something they did 5 years ago. They'll come in, they look all shiny and new, they get you to the playoffs and you go, oh, wow, this coach is really good. Then when the players start to, and again, some of these players have been awful this year and they should be listening to their coach, but Berube's lost the room. Let me finish my point here. They have these coaches and GMs that have a little bit of success with the team, and then they get these big extensions, and it just stops working because the other teams and other coaches just figure them out. And then it's like, okay, now what? They play an older style because Berube is trying to get the Leafs to play the way that the Blues did years ago when they won the Stanley Cup. Because the NHL changes every couple years. The game gets faster, it gets different, it's more skilled, it's more fast, whatever. And these coaches don't adapt to that. Only some of them know how to adapt. And those are the coaches that are continuously successful. Why are we trying the same coaches and GMs all the time that don't have great track records? Like, you guys do understand that Berube, without having that stellar run that the Blues had with Binnington stealing a bunch of games and all that stuff like that, that he had like a similar playoff record as Sheldon Keefe. But again, it's the shiny new toy that everybody dangles around and goes, oh, look at this new toy and this new GM and this new coach. But they're just the same guys from before and they don't adapt. We need younger coaches and younger GMs to come in here and bring in that new style of hockey and try to change the game with the game growing itself. This Leafs team was not built to be a defensive dynamo. They're just not. They have a good blue line, but this team is supposed to be an offensively gifted team, and it has been for how many years now? They took out all the skill guys, they switched out a bunch of skill guys, and they put in a bunch of defensive guys and then threw darts at a few guys hoping that they would take over. And none of it's worked. You bring in a defensive style coach, it didn't work. You bring in a GM that is notorious for making bad moves, it didn't work. Why are we bringing these guys in? Why? It does not make any sense. Change get a different philosophy. Get a younger guy in there that is going to change with the game. I'm sorry, if you don't like the new style of game, this is just how it is. Because there's people before you that probably didn't like your style of hockey. They don't like the changes. We all don't like change. But it's inevitable. You just have to adapt. You have to go with the game how it goes. You're seeing now in the major leagues, they're starting to bring in college baseball coaches into the major leagues. You're starting to see younger hitting coaches. Look at the Blue Jays. David Popkins. These guys, and what was his name? Hunter Mentz? Like, that guy just got another job too, I believe, in San Francisco. I'm not sure where he's gone now, but the Blue Jays brought in a younger hitting coach, and look at what happened. All of a sudden, we're in the World Series. The San Francisco Giants are making moves to bring in younger guys. You need to adapt. You need to learn with the game. I don't believe in what they're doing right now. I just don't. It's a bunch of crap. And it's funny. People are all over Sheldon Keefe, and this guy literally has a team that's first in the Metro right now. And again, I do not agree with everything Keefe did, but I will finish this rant. It's been too long. The Leafs need major moves, but be careful what you wish for. I've said it for years on this channel. I'm not always right. Trust me, I'm wrong a lot of the time too. Be careful what you wish for. You wanted change? You wanted Keefe out? In comes defensive style Berube. And again, I'm not blaming everything on him, but this team doesn't want to play for him. They don't. They don't like his system. They played better for Sheldon Keefe. They really did. They played better for Sheldon Keefe. And now Sheldon Keefe is learning, and he's becoming a better coach, and he's literally a first-place coach right now. I don't know what else to say. This Leaf team needs change. Peace.